No explanation within the SIMSII capabilities can be complete without looking at the sifting capability. There are sorting capabilities, which means the way you order things or order the report, the output of the report, and then there are sifting capabilities, which means that's the ability to go in and select certain criteria from the database in order to pick up only those accounts and reject other accounts. Let's look at our summary list of accounts. This is my favorite to explain this kind of capability. What we're going to do, instead of putting an account number in there, we're going to come down here and say, I want to sort by the data. When I say that I'm going to sort by the data, it's going to bring up an extra screen, and I have the ability now to put anything on this extra screen that I would like to do. For example, let's say that I wanted to go all the way back to the last page here, and I wanted to say I want all accounts that were entered into the database during the month of July in the year 1990. This gives me the ability to do this and then also bring it up on a summary type listing report. Let's just strike the F10 now, and I can bring it right up to the console. It has looked through my database, looked at each account, and looked for all accounts that have January for the month and the year of 1990 for the date entered. Now, there are lots of other things that I can do. Let's come back to that same thing again and go back to account data. And I'm going to go back to that same field. And I say I want a list of all accounts that do not have any information in the date entered field. The tilde says give me all accounts that do not have anything in the date entered. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pick a different field, that one it'll make a little bit more sense. Let's say I want all accounts that don't have anything in the activity began date, which means that they've never received a signal, and I'm going to bring a list up to my screen. There are a few other things. I can use a question mark, which is a wild character. I can use a asterisk, which is the same as saying I will match on anything in that field, but we'll stick right now with the tilde. I've brought up a series of accounts here, a total number of 13 accounts. And in these accounts, I know that in the activity began field, there is no information, which means these particular accounts have never received a signal in on the database. Let's take just a look at one of these accounts, 110007. And obviously down here activity began, there's no information in there, so the tilde will match all accounts without information. Now, this type of setup can be fairly sophisticated. Let's try something different. Let's try an LS report, again with account data. Let's say I want to know all accounts, let's go to the schedule page just for talking, that have some sort of schedule, some sort of day of the week in that particular field, but have a no in the open closing type. Well, let's not choose that. Let's choose a O in the open type field. So they must have a schedule of some sort, and they must have an O in that field there. I could have gone a little further and said I want to know all of them that have no tolerance but yet have a schedule in there. You know, we do have the ability to do those kinds of things too. Let's move over here. So now I'm saying if I don't have an early open tolerance but I do have a schedule, I'm going to get these people out on the list. I don't know that I'm going to get any. We'll try it and see. In fact, I do. I have Tequila Willie's that has nothing on the list but does have an opening closing schedule. I'm sorry, nothing in the early open tolerance. So there are those that will come out and bring those out. Okay, that shows you a little bit of the sifting capabilities within there. A direct match is always easy to understand. There are no sliding searches in there. You can search for phone numbers, you can search for contact names, all kinds of capabilities within that sifting capability in the Sims for DOS. Thank you very much.